So there's kind of a genre out there of absolute weirdos uh, doing meditation, Buddhism kind of things. Some of them are deliberately trying to make us look bad. I'm not. I'm not one of those. I don't know if that's the impact that I'm having. Um, but I think there's a difference between the messages that came through the Buddhas and the messages that came through the prophets, but that they come from the same source as we all do. And that, I was watching, I have a closeness with Amitabha and Guru Rinpoche and all of that, despite the fact that I am not of the set that he came here to guide, which was you know people who had violated certain conditions that had excluded them, made them a different set of people, um, made them the followers of Tanpa Shenrab, Sangye Tanpa Shenrab, rather than Shakyamuni, and that they had converged to the point that they needed to listen to Shakyamuni instead. And because their convergent point wasn't absolute, they were given their own Buddha. So, I have had experience. I have had very powerful experiences with Guru Rinpoche, um, but some of them are too powerful. He's like my neighbor that I visit, but I don't live with him. Except I do live with him, because he's Amitabha Avalokiteshvara. So I have my shrine set up. I have my Shittigarbha shrine set up, and for the people that have a different convergence, have a different need. These people primarily did something that was, a manifestation of detachment, a manifestation of non-attachment, of impartiality that was flawed. And that isn't truly that, but that they had said the words over and over again, and that they had stabilized in that form. And I feel that those people are becoming, and then a miraculously born Buddha was sent to them, and from a beam of light. This time, they could start to understand the manifestations without family, but that they needed to exhaust their family energy. So, so there are Buddhas that come for everyone, regardless of what they're doing, in every place, to give them guidance. That there's nothing that anybody's done that makes them unable to respond to a Buddha's guidance, unless they need a prophet's guidance, I guess. But there is a point at which materials become of a certain nature that is, we perceive the Buddha world as unlimited, and this is kind of in the non-duality, but it is limited, and they tell us that it's limited, that there are world systems in which there are not, countless measureless world systems in which the Buddhas manifest, and yet there's countless measureless further world systems in which there are no Buddhas. And we have um, the six realms, and the four continents, and that there's an above and a below, and all of this sort of stuff. There are other places in which consciousness exists, in which these things don't exist. And we allied with them through the hells. We also may allied with them through the heavens. Um, and that the doorways into those worlds are in the deep hells, once you've been transformed and stuff like that, you could begin to resonate and manifest. There are worlds in which there are no elements. And light is not an element. Light generates the wind in space, which generates the fire, which generates that. But it also generates other things. And the light caused sound to occur from consciousness without the sound being part of the light. So these kinds of things are intrinsic to most, whether you come from a prophet or whether you come from a Buddha point of view. This origin story, the origin of the universe, isn't marked by either one. And it is not in our minds in this in this form, in this world system, in this to understand. Nowhere within creation would anything be capable of understanding. And if you can't accept that, and you don't regard the limitations, what you do, when you're spinning your wheels trying to get higher and higher, you're losing your perspective, you're losing your perception.